Hey everybody, OmniDog here. Hey OmniDogs and OmniKittens, thanks for tuning in. Today on Root Beer Reviews, still sticking with my Frost Top. Mmm, frosty. I'm gonna have another sip of that. Foamy. So today, we're gonna talk about two books. First, Black Hammer by Jeff Lemire, and who does the art? He does the art similar to Lemire. That would be Dean Ormston. His artwork is a little bit similar to Lemire. It's kind of scritchy, a little scritchy, but you can see it right there. Well drawn. And Black Hammer is a fantastic book. It is a love letter to old comics. Silver Age, Golden Age, mostly Silver Age, and Jack Kirby. It is an homage to Silver Age and has definite little Valentines to Jack Kirby sprinkled throughout the book. Um, and what it deals with is heroes from another dimension that end up getting trapped on our Earth. And the trials and tribulations that they have to go through, they seem to be stuck in this one small town and cannot get out of it, and haven't been able to, for 10 years, have not been able to figure out how to get back to their own planet. And we're dealing with all kinds of oddities, including this guy right there, who seems to be in several dimensions at one time. He bops back and forth between dimensions. You've got a little girl who's actually a 55-year-old woman trapped in the body of a 9-year-old. You've got an alien that suffers from, not only on his planet, but on this planet, from the loneliness and shame that can come from same-sex love. You've got an older gentleman that is kind of the normal anchor, if you will, who is going through his own things of loneliness and possible love. You got a robot called Talkie Walkie. Um, and it is, as I say, a love letter to mostly the Silver Age. And I had a blast finding all the Easter eggs in it for the Silver Age. Um, and it's a book that isn't super challenging intellectually. It's very fun, but it does make you think, especially when it deals with issues such as loneliness, loss, sadness, feeling you're the girl is a 55-year-old woman trapped in a 9-year-old's body, and the way she deals with it is booze and cigarettes as a 9-year-old, as she keeps having to repeat the fourth grade, um, and the sadness that the alien has to go through because he uh, is in love with the same sex on his own planet as well as Earth now. Um, so let's take a look at some of these Easter eggs, which I thought were great. Lemire did a great job on this. The very first one, right, the book starts right off on the cover where it's the Black Hammer is in the style of the Justice League of America comics from the Silver Age. So that's great. And let's see, here's another. This is the little love letter, the most blatant love letter to Kirby is the anti-god right there, the anti-god that they fight. That's very Kirby-esque. This is when they fought him on their home planet before they were transported to Earth. Let's see, another Easter egg. This is a pretty obvious one. The Curse of Zofran, which is obviously a play on Shazam. She says the word Zofran. This is an obvious one, a play on Shazam. She changes into a young girl. So she ages on this other planet. As she ages, when she says Zafram, she turns into this superhero powered 9-year-old, and then when her powers wear off, she goes back to being her older self. But she got switched to Earth as in her 9-year-old form, but she's got the brain of a 55-year-old, and she drinks and smokes like a lot of people to numb the pain of being stuck in a 9-year-old's body. Well, not like a lot of people that are stuck in a 9-year-old's body, but she wants to be her own age. She wants to grow up, and she's sick of being 9 years old. Here we have another homage. I believe that this top one here, that to me looks like an homage to Action Comics #1. And the bottom one looks like Dark Knight Returns. Now the middle one looks familiar to me, but I'm not sure what cover or what scene in comics that is an homage to. Perhaps you guys recognize it and can leave a comment. But here we see the girl as she ages up and wants to be in her younger form, and she gets her wish tragically and gets stuck that way. And the other Easter egg is the alien called Barb Alien, but his name is Mark Mars, Mark Marks, Warlord of Mars, Mark Marks, like John Johns, Manhunter from Mars of DC fame. He's a peaceful alien in our solar system, or their solar system version of Earth, and he can change shape into a human just like John Johns can. And right here we have an homage which looks like, to me, is an homage to the Lizard from Spider-Man comics, because his name is Dr. Lewis Love, and I think the Lizard, who is a biology professor at a university, and I'm blanking on the name of the Lizard, but it was an alliterative name too, and Kurt Connors. And so I think that's what this is an homage to, the Spider-Man villain. And let's see what the other Easter egg is. Oh, right. This is the hero that is trapped going between dimensions. And it is an homage to Adam Strange, because his name is Colonel Weird. He's pulled into the Parazone. So similar to Adam Strange, that's definitely a cover homage from a Strange Adventures, Mystery in Space, rather, a Mystery in Space cover. And here we have a bit of a witch who reminds me not so much of the EC witches, but more of the Sinister House of Secrets, Sinister House of Love, House of Mystery, House of Secrets, Witching Hour, those type of Silver Age DC comics. That's the kind of witch she is. She also gets transported, but she doesn't live with the others. She has her own house that is a living, breathing thing. She ends up hooking up with a creature like Swamp Thing that was a man and ran into a swamp and got turned into a swamp monster. She ends up falling in love with him, and she gets separated from him. And the book is wonderful. If you like any kind of Silver Age comics, this is a great, fun book that just was a kick in the pants to me about how much fun Silver Age comics could be. It's written with a modern sensibility. It's got a bit of kind of a meta feel to it, because there's a door in the middle of space that they're trying to get back to, so they can get back to their own lives. And my only criticism is that I didn't get enough of it. This is the end of the book, and I liked it so much, I wanted more. And I'm going to have to wait until the second trade paperback comes out, since I don't read floppies anymore. I'm going to have to wait until we find the second trade. But I found Black Hammer to be absolutely astonishingly wonderful, and I think you will too. Just if you love comic books in general, this is a book for you. I think Lemire outdoes himself with um, with all kinds of observations of the human condition and what it's like when you have these odd superpowers and you're stuck in some other place. It's they have very odd Doom Patrol like superpowers, and the main character, what's his name, like Smashason or something? Can't remember what it is. Let's see. He was similar. He had a similar experience to Captain America. There's another Easter egg. I forgot to mark it, but he had a um, similar background like Captain America, where he was too weak to join the army during the war, but instead of getting a serum injection to make him, I think it's Slamkowski or something. Um, and they have a talkie-walkie robot too, which is fun. But he got his Slam got his powers through hard work and exercise, and Slamkowski, yeah, that's his name. Um, he got his powers by working out really hard. So I found this book to be extremely enjoyable, and I think you will too. The next book we have is Rocket Girl. Now, I have the same complaint about Rocket Girl that I did about Black Hammer, was that it finished too soon and I want more. The premise of this is that a girl from the year 2013 is sent back in time to because crimes against the timeline were committed in 1986. They discovered some type of quantum physics thing that allowed them to incredibly to progress at an incredibly fast rate, to the point where 2013 all kinds of crazy travel, space travel, flying, um, all kinds of quantum physics type things are happening, and the girl is sent back in time because they want to try and stop these things from happening, because it turns out the company that developed these things turns the society into a bit of a dictatorship by 2013, and so she's sent back in time to correct uh, what is considered to be the beginning of a bit of a fascist technological state. The artwork is great, the writing is great. It was fun and breezy. I dug it a lot, and it has a bit of a leap with some of its science, but it is comic books. I mean, come on. So it takes a leap, but everybody in the future, young kids practically, she's like 13 years old, 15 years old, something like that. They're the ones in charge. They're the cops. They're the time cops. And the youth are in charge of policing. But they're no match for this big corporation that pretty much rules the world. So she gets sent back in time. I'm not going to ruin it for you to tell you what exactly happens, but it's a blast. Haha, Rocket Girl blast. Get it? Sorry, I won't do it again. But it is very fun, and I think you'd get a big, huge kick out of it, because it is exactly what you want in a book. Well written, well drawn, great concept, cool plot, story moves along really well. So I give both of these books 4.5 root beers out of 5. I think you'll love both of them. Not expensive. This is an Image comic, $10. I think you can get it off of ISD for $5, $6, something like that. So I can't recommend enough Black Hammer and Rocket Girl. Definitely check these books out. Definitely check out Frost Top Root Beer. And definitely keep checking out my channel. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Leave me comments below. I try and answer every comment. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care. Peace and love. Peace and love.